like this. We've been made by God. He's loving in his image. Lil Markie and I listen. Oh, special song. Just sing with this image. I will praise you. Almighty, the master of me. As our Lord, and He is sacrifice of prayer. By your faithfulness and wonderful grace. You shall be living for. You pray my days long before I do them. You hear and understand me. You know by every fact. Speak for us and speak for you.
And I'm tired of Timothée Chalamet.
Yeah, of course.
Tired of having to I mean, I'm just a contrarian. I don't find anything he does to be particularly charming or interesting.
Timothée Chalamet?
Sure, he's in good movies.
Have you considered the fact that
also not,
I want to have sex with him?
Before you finish your sentence,
okay.
I'm not gay. And if I was, I wouldn't want to fuck some guy I could snap in half.
Okay, so let's just agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe you might not want to hypothetically have sex with a man that you could hypothetically snap in half, but it's funny you say that because I just a minute before the podcast scrolled past on Twitter someone reposting the amazing Barack Obama quote to his college girlfriend in a 1982 letter where he says, quote, "You see, I make love to men daily, but in the imagination."
Right.
Isn't that amazing?
That is awesome.
He is. Wow. He was such a good president, y'all. He is our first president who on the record said he daily made love to men in his imagination.
In his head, yeah. I did not have dream sex with that man.
Well, I had dream sex, but I did not try. There's not a really good one syllable word. I did not nocturnal emission. There's not really a good one syllable word for wet dream, unfortunately, which is too bad.
I did not blow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so tired of the fucking. There's a blimp and they're handing out ping pong balls.
I
and
know.
He's rolling around on Nardwar, and it's just I'm sure the movie's good, but it's just I'm just so tired. I'm not even on anything where I would be exposed to this, and yet I see it and hear about it daily.
I know. No, it
the
sucks.
Most frustrating thing is I've tried so hard, short of going and living in the woods, to not be told what to think every moment I'm awake.
Yeah.
And yet still, I literally open my eyes and there's people coming into my apartment being Timothée Chalamet, Timothée Chalamet, Timothée Chalamet.
Would you say that this morning you opened 2 gifts and they were your eyes?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
I literally just read a thing on Reddit of somebody saying a leader takes office,
and
they ask their predecessor for advice. So they leave 2 letters for their successor. Say, open these letters during crisis.
Sure.
They open the first letter and it says, "Blame everything on me." And then the second crisis hits. Their approval ratings skyrocket.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second crisis hits and they open the second letter, and the second letter says, "See Marty Supreme in theaters No, it says prepare 2 letters. That's a little Buddhist koan for you.
Okay. All right. I'll be wrapping my head around that one. Everyone who's listening, wrap your head around that at the end of this hour. We're going to come back to that and see how that made you feel.
I don't watch those movies. I saw this movie Resurrection recently. Did I tell you about this? If people want to know the kinds of movies that I actually go out to see.
Yeah.
It's like a 3-hour long, completely indecipherable Chinese film.
Wow.
That multiple people I talked to afterwards said they did not like it. And I thought it was awesome.
Okay. Never even heard of that one.
It was great. Yeah. Not a Timothy Chalamet in sight. I have to go to fucking China to escape this guy.
Well, because I was going to say, like, I would go to that, but I haven't really seen, like, a blimp that's been directing me to. I don't know about it, and because of that, it's unfamiliar to me. And because of that, I will not be... It doesn't matter that, like, you've told me about it. Like, you can tell me about anything, but I don't just see a blimp in the sky every day.
I mean,
I do.
It did work. Marty Supreme's been a huge worldwide hit everywhere except for Poland, where apparently nobody saw the submarine that was painted with Marty Supreme on the outside.
Yeah, well, that's a really sad story, actually.
Yeah.
What
happened to the Marty Supreme submarine?
Oh my god,
Marty Supreme submarine.
I just thought of, I want to make like a 6-hour long YouTube video called like The Dark Tragedy of Polish Submarines. But
they also built that rocket ship that flew into the sun at night.
Oh.
That they tried to land on the sun at night.
Oh, yeah. Well, they didn't think that one through.
That's lesser known. That was the Polish space program.
Yeah, they didn't think that one through. All right, let's get into it. Let's welcome everybody back.
Yeah.
Christmas is behind us, sadly, but a new year's about to begin. So let's welcome them all back. Welcome back.
Yeah, we're in the middle of the holiday human centipede.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas is behind us and New Year's is in front of us.
Mm-hmm. And here I am, stuck in the middle with Jews.
Yeah. Hello.
All right, welcome back to Boys Bible Study. This is a very special episode because, we are all basically done with our holiday season. We hope everybody listening had a very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, anything you celebrate. We really hope it was lovely, and we hope you get a little bit to relax before the new year starts again. But yeah, as usual, I am Ash, here with my co-host
Julian.
And little Julian is here.
And little Julian's here.
And sadly, our co-host Scott could not make it today. He was aborted
in the womb.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? It's sad. It's sad when a life is cut down before it gets a chance to begin. But what can we do? It's already been done. And we have today analysis on a piece of Christian media that actually, from doing research, I found out, this is a pretty this is an internet cult classic. Like people know about Lil Markie. I mean,
yeah,
I definitely knew about him. I believe clips of his are included on some Everything is Terrible compilation. I couldn't tell you which one.
This has got to be a mainstay of found footage.
Yes.
Compilations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Surprisingly, not that many views on this video, and it was only uploaded as of 2 years ago. But if you are a fan of Found Footage Fest or EIT or probably even TV Carnage, way back, you've probably seen this guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you probably have. And actually, I want to shout out this specific channel. I'm making sure I have it right here. the Duke Mitchell Film Club. Shout outs to them. I follow that channel. I see some of their videos. They're in the UK. I'm not sure where exactly, but or maybe England, which is not in the UK anymore, but it's another story. But that channel is the only place that uploaded. Oh fuck! What was the name of that Christian improv troupe that we watched? This is years ago. I don't know if I'll be able to recall that.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I can't be able to recall it. But I remember that the Duke Mitchell Film Club hosted that video. They were the only place that hosted it, and right now they're the only place that hosts the full Mark Fox, Lil Markie Live in Miami stand-up special that we're going to talk about today. So shout outs to them. They're in the found footage scene. They're our brothers from across the pond. So actually, I remember we were going to do an episode on that video, and like their channel got deleted or something, and I reached out to them being like, hey, we were going to review this for Boys Bible Study. Can you please send it to me? And he did. So that was very helpful. But yeah, check out Duke Mitchell Film Club channel on YouTube. They have a lot of amazing stuff. But yeah, today we're talking about internet sensation in the found footage sphere, Lil Markie, aka Mark Fox. I think I want to begin by discussing his classic anti-abortion song, because this is the type of thing that I've listened to several times in the past, not really connecting it like to a guy, just thinking of it as like an oddity.
Yeah.
And it's also been covered extensively on other shows and probably podcasts. I noticed online that it seems like Opie and Anthony used to do a bit where they would like listen to this song. So it's definitely notorious. There's a Lil Markie track from the 1980s called Diary of an Unborn Child. But it's like a spoken word and jazz piano piece where a fetus of a male child named Andy is narrating his growth and development in the womb.
Yep.
And it really, I guess puts a human face on abortion activism, but it's
face only a mother could love.
A face for radio, literally. It's
a face only a happily married mother should love.
But it's
radio is right.
Yeah. But it's being delivered in this like very this Muppet like really strange kind of like stilted child's voice.
October 2nd. Today, my life began. My parents do not know it yet. I am as small as the pollen of a flower, but it is I already. I will be a boy. I will have blonde hair and blue eyes. Nearly everything is settled already. October 19th. I have grown a little, but I am still too small to do anything by myself. My mother does everything for me, although she still does not know that she is carrying me under her heart.
Yeah, he sounds like a combination of like Elmo and Meatwad.
Yeah, Meatwad is a really good comparison, actually.
It's closer to Meatwad than it is Elmo. Like, there is a song in this special that we watched where he's like harmonized. He has like a bunch of
holy shit,
Beach Boys or Animal Collective style like harmonies with a bunch of little Markies, and it was like. I was on the treadmill listening to this, and I was like cracking up because I was like, what? This is like a nightmare.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah, that song I wrote down too. It was just like I could not believe just how like cacophonous it was and like
Yeah.
how much
It
of a
sounded like
nightmare
that
was.
old do you remember that Battles song from like 15 years ago? It sounded like that.
I'm now imagining like Leaf House by Animal Collective, but it's all sung with Lil
Yeah.
Markie's voice where it's going like That would be awesome.
He was ahead of his time.
I think he really was. I think he
Or
influenced.
I don't know. It's a lot of musical references, but if you've ever heard the song "Spinal Meningitis" by Ween, that is what this guy sounds like when he sings in this voice.
Yes, it's really incredible. Yeah, very ahead of his time. Probably the foundation of much indie music from the '90s through late 2000s.
If
But-
Pitchfork was around,
Yes,
this guy was doing. He would have been fucking. Who's that guy? Jandek. He's like the Christian Jandek.
yes, Christian Jandek. So Lil Markie has some infamy for his work. It's kind of this, as I said, this curiosity of online. And so what makes the special that we're going to review today so remarkable is that it's a full performance of Mark Fox doing the Lil Markie voice. So
Yeah.
not only do you get to hear the voice, you also get to be with Mark Fox, the performer, as he's inhabiting this character. And he inhabits the character. He's such a stage performer. He's so stoic. He's really making an attempt to make it look like he's not exerting any special effort when he sings as Lil Markie. Like, he's looking calmly at the audience, playing piano, and the whole time he's going like, I like being me.
Little Markie, I'm really confused what Lil Markie is supposed to be. Apparently, he's been doing this voice since he was 8 years old, according to his obituary. He had also lost a ton of weight by the time he passed away.
Oh, maybe he shouldn't have
You
done that.
saw his photo at the end.
Yeah, you're right. That was before
Yeah,
peptides.
he-
Before peptides.
Yeah, he
too,
dropped
so.
a fucking Lil Markie, a couple Lil Markies.
I wonder if he was stopped being able to do the voice after he lost like 150 pounds. He evicted Lil Marty from his stomach, which is where he claims that Lil Markie lives in the stand-up
Yeah,
special.
exactly. I was kind of confused because for a lot of the special, I had just assumed that Lil Markie was an unborn child
Right.
because of that. The only other track with this that I've heard, I thought that maybe the character was supposed to be like this, the wise spirit of like an unborn child, sort of observing Enter the Void style. Like a reverse Enter the Void before he's born, like floating around and seeing life. But I guess, and the fact that he like said that Little Markie lives in his stomach, I was really confused. Like he's pregnant with Little Markie.
Yes.
But no, it seems like Little Markie is just a child who is, I guess, kind of wise. He is like a sort of like a Forrest Gump style wisdom, where like he's just sort of like, I don't understand why we can't all just get along, or like a lot of it is like about women,
Yeah.
like women are crazy basically. and your parents should stay together no matter what.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah, he just sort of
it's
doesn't
like
understand why life has to be so
Lil
difficult.
Markie. Yeah, Lil Markie is like, yeah, I sort of interpret it as, Mark accessing the child part of him, but in typical Christian evangelist fashion, it's done to frame these really generalized points of view as like obvious folksy wisdom by
Yeah.
pretending to be a child. As you said, it's like a child voice with an adult consciousness deployed in a very strategic way to just show you how simple life can be. If we only just, as you already said, if we only just got along, if mommies and daddies just stayed together and made a house a home.
He really hates divorce.
He really hates divorce. That is like one of Lil Markie's. I believe he says his direct quote is, "I'm allergic to divorce." It's a statement he makes.
It makes him cry. He breaks out in tears.
Yeah, and so did I watching at home.
Yeah, it's sort of that classic stay together for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny because, like, I can't imagine how much more well-adjusted I would be if my parents had divorced so much sooner in my life.
Yeah. Little Julian would have a different
Little
take.
Julian would have been, I certainly wouldn't be doing this shit.
Yeah.
I'd probably have, like, be saving lives in a hospital or something.
Yeah, you'd probably be like
sort of watching Lil Markie.
Yeah, you'd probably be like an ER doctor, like a trauma surgeon, but whatever.
Yeah.
We can't look back now. The cards have been dealt, we're just playing them.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's start from the beginning as much as we can with this special, because like the winding path it takes us on is very interesting, because I feel like Mark Fox is really confident that he's taking us on a journey, but the journey that he's taking us on is like very random, and it just totally just degenerating into chaos. I don't really follow the train of thought of Mark Fox throughout this special.
Yeah. It was very just like sort of just like it was almost just like a concert. Like none of the songs really tied into much of what he was talking about.
I know. He definitely wanted to do a one-man show. Like he kind of structured it like a one-man show, but it was chaotic and had no emotional through line. Actually, in the way that everything you watch just reminds you of the thing you watched most recently before it.
Yeah.
I feel like the Lil Markie stand-up special reminded me of the film Music by Sia, which Julian and I rewatched with some friends like a week ago before I left for Christmas vacation. And that movie also, it's a musical, the movie Music. I know I sound like Abbott and Costello when I'm trying to say this right now, but the movie Music is a musical, but musicals traditionally advance and enhance the plot using the songs, but that's not really what music is. It's almost like a visual album for a really bland pop album, where they have a young woman pretending to be autistic the whole time.
And similarly, like she has virtually like she sort of disappears for the second half of the movie. And it has very similar sort of like socio-political beliefs in the sense that the movie Music is all about finding the least qualified person to take care of a special needs person and forcing this upon them simply because they are blood relative.
Yes, and because it would be good for the person. Like, it would be, in the case of music, the reason that her negligent adult sister should be her caretaker is because it would be good for the sister. It would help her grow. Her negligent adult sister, like, barely knows how to cook or clean or do the most basic things to provide comfort to a disabled person. But it's good for her character, and that's therefore important. Little regard for the disabled person.
Everyone she encounters and who knows her from like her life before having to take care of this kid is like, you need to get your shit together and take care of this kid because none of us are.
Right.
And then they're like, you can't send her to live with anyone else. You have to take care of her because you're her sister.
Yes.
Which is like similar to when Lil Markie just says like, there's no excuse for divorce or not taking care of your kids or like anything. Like, you just need to do it because you're family.
Right. Yeah. You are at all costs. You are the end all be all of taking care of a child. If there is possibly someone who's more qualified than you, that doesn't matter. It's completely out of the question. And
and like that, there's a song towards the end about foster children.
Yeah.
Like, the song is about, like, in a way, it's kind of about how, like, foster children will never know the true happiness of having, like, a real family.
Yeah.
But they will be rewarded with that in heaven when they're dead. And there's, like, a line about, like, women finding loving husbands in heaven in that song. It was a very, very deranged song. But, like, basically, it is the idea that, like, if you do not, like, no one is good for you except your, like, blood relatives.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to, like, that should be your whole focus of your entire life is, like, having a happy family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Lil Markie's political MO as the ambassador for children everywhere. But to begin the special, Mark Fox comes out, and before he starts accessing the Lil Markie voice, he does sort of an opening monologue, and it's about two topics primarily. The first topic is that Mark Fox himself is fat.
Yes.
The second topic is the differences between different remakes of the Alvin and the Chipmunks series.
Yeah, that was some classic fucking Christian comedy shit.
Yeah.
They're just like talking about something they assume everyone knows about and cares about. And it's like almost like almost like an autistic fixation on this.
Yes.
Like the disappointment, you can tell the like disappointment he has in the fact that they changed the Chipmunks from what he remembers as a child. And it's just like, the vehicle, this weird, like, it's not even like, it's like supposed to be observational humor, but it's like a way to sort of introduce the fact that he can do this crazy ass voice. He's also talking to, like, this is a show for kids, and, like, this is the part that's, like, for adults, I guess, because, like, kids don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's talking about, like, old Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yes, he's monologuing at what seems to be a packed theater for about 5 to 7 minutes, where he's just reenacting the intros of multiple generations of the Alvin and the Chipmunks TV show. He really, there's no joke. He's just, it's like a little kid. Well, I mean, he is a little Markie, but it's like a little kid telling you a story about something he saw on TV. And that's the routine. And you're right. I mean, is Lil Markie for kids or adults? I think the longer it goes on, it's pretty clear that it's for adults. It's to tell adults not to divorce. But but I guess it's just supposed to be relatable to kids inherently because he is using a kid voice.
I guess so. And there's like all kinds of like stuff about like older siblings, kind of like. There's some weird rant he goes on about like his older sister, trying on all her like clothes and not being able to like pick the right outfit.
Yeah. I don't
really get it.
I think Mark thinks that I think he actually thinks that he remembers how he felt as a child. And
yeah,
he is like, I do think he sees himself as the ambassador for children. Like he is uniquely qualified to use his weird voice and songwriting skills to instruct adults on the true feelings of children.
Yes. And it's funny because it's like this Alvin and the Chipmunks thing is like proto like nostalgia outrage.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have this, it's so common now because we can so easily access where like everything is like, you know, a remake, or they're bringing back stuff from when we're kids. Mm-hmm. And it's so easy to access old things that like there seems to be like a whole internet subculture of people who are just like outraged about stuff being brought back and changed.
Yes.
And this is like him tapping into that in the mid 80s, I think. So that was kind of interesting to see.
Another way he was ahead of his time.
Yeah. And that things have not ever changed.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I didn't think about this while watching, but as we were talking about it, I was thinking that like, wait, I actually feel like I know 4 or 5 people who would have an opinion on the Chipmunks remake and how it was inferior to the original.
Also, it's just his whole thing is like you said, he is trying to reclaim like I saw that there's a video Dan Henschel put out where he was talking about the like everybody is 12 or whatever meme that's going around.
Oh, sure.
That apparently it's like we're at a point in, maybe we always have been, where like everyone's desires are rooted in like what their desires were when they were 12 years old.
Yes.
And it's like a sort of a product of this obsession with nostalgia and like your lost, like reclaiming your lost innocence. And that is, I think that's kind of what this whole, absolutely. And this little, this like whole Lil Markie thing is like just him trying to go back. You know, you become of age and it's almost like you eat from the forbidden fruit or the tree of forbidden fruit. And you sort of are just like, I want to go back to the time where I didn't know that people like got divorced or died or things changed. Like people were capable of doing things that like hurt themselves or others. Or acted selfishly.
I know, which is like all the more reason why I feel like the Lil Markie special is just kind of uncanny and disturbing. It reads as disturbing to a lot of people, not just because on one hand it's weird to see this like a big guy singing with a child's voice, but also because it belongs to that class of ostensibly children's media that seems like it's like, yes, it's rooted in a desire to return to innocence as an adult. And it almost like implicates children in that by telling them directly that they are going to, about how they are going to lose their innocence as a means for adults to like recover their innocence. It's like vampiric in a way. It's like feeding off the innocence of existing children to help adults rekindle their innocence.
Yeah, it is funny that it's like for children and adults because, yes, it's like also educating children on how much worse life is about to get.
Yep.
And in a way, I could imagine being a child with like a not stable home situation and the whole message of this movie is just like, why can't your parents just like get along, or why do people have to act a certain way? And I would imagine you just leave feeling even more bitter and confused.
Yeah, bitter.
Because the whole message of this is just like, people just do things that make your life worse because they just feel like it.
Yeah, they don't know better, or they don't have your best interests.
People just get divorced because they don't want to put in the work to get along or whatever. Which, I mean, you could argue is like true, but it's like still at a certain point, it's like it's not the end of the world if people get divorced.
I know it's not. I mean, I understand it can be sad for children. Of course it would, but like
you get 2 Christmases. That should
two
be the greatest
Christmases,
thing.
y'all.
You get to celebrate Jesus' birth twice.
Okay, the Lil Julian album needs to come out where you sing about the delight of divorce. Yeah. Yeah, you get 14 days of Hanukkah, you're divorced. But yeah, actually just like
my parents didn't get divorced until after I went to college, so I didn't reap any of the benefits of getting divorced. Of divorced parents. I remember my mom calling me, telling me that they were getting divorced, and my thought was like, thanks a lot for doing that, like after I left for college.
Yeah. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to reap the benefits of any of this shit. My life wasn't improved whatsoever. I had to deal with the shit the whole time.
Exactly.
Actually, I'm looking at my notes from this, and literally half of them are from the Chipmunks monologue. One, because I completely tuned out after like the first 8 minutes of this VHS. But he says so much about the fucking Chipmunks. He was like, in the new Chipmunks, they have laser beams and they do the moonwalk.
And now the new Chipmunks, when they start their program, they come in, what are the Chipmunks? And we come flying through, they get a laser beam floating around, and they're doing the moonwalk across the stage. Now, so they come in the moonwalk, it's all that have to do with their fly. But anyway, they come down to the original Chipmunks never did do like that. I just stand there, 7 years old, 115 pounds.
He also was like, he's just in rapture about the Chipmunks, and he's like, and you see the Chipmunks' dad. Did you ever wonder what the mother looked like?
Classic.
It's like,
also,
no, I didn't.
They made, I half expect him to talk about how like one of the Chipmunks was like a black woman now, and how it ruined what the Chipmunks were about.
Oh yeah, if this was like 10, 15 years later, that would have been it.
You can tell by the lukewarm reaction from the crowd that nobody knows what the fuck he is talking about.
Nobody. Everyone is just there like out of some sort of sense of obligation because he's like a Christian entertainer that is like come to their church. Like, it's craziness. But
it's also funny that this is like 30 years before they remade the Chipmunks again and made them even like crazier.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad Mark Fox, passed away before then. I would have hated to have, ruined his life. But he says, he's like, Theodore was my favorite chipmunk because he was like the chunky one. And he was like, and Simon had all those cow licks. Like he was just in a rapture about the fucking Chipmunks.
He loved it because he probably was inspired by their voices to start doing his fucking little Markie voice.
I bet you're right. It was probably the most foundational piece of art for him. Never mind that the Chipmunks voices were created by, digitally processing a normal voice acting. But he figured out a way to do it just inside himself. He also, as I mentioned earlier, continues referencing the fact that he's fat. He slips it into like every sentence. He remarks that he was 7 years old and 115 pounds, which I don't actually know if that's like fat for a 7-year-old or not, but the fact that he mentioned it,
that's
like,
pretty fat.
Okay, I don't really understand how weight works.
No, I mean, no judgment, but I was also trying to remember, like, I remember being in like fifth grade and sort of being in awe at the kid who was like over 100 pounds because he was
Right.
also like 5'8" at that time.
Right. But also just the fact that he remembered his weight at 7, and then later in the monologue he's talking about himself, and he's like from my wide body I want to sing you a song about the Lord, and it's like, what are you, dude? We know.
But what I do is I open my mouth and Lil Markie just sings forth. How do you get through that? You just wait anyway. Now we're going to minister on the home and the family. The family relationships. So some things we have to look at times to look present. And with all the love, it's in his right body. And the Son of His face, I can perform it God we do.
It reminded me of the Frosty from
Oh
Hank's
yeah.
Christmas Wish Volume 2. Like the Christians are obsessed with. It's really sad that like if you're like a Christian comedian and you're a heavyset person, it's like you just have to keep joking about how you're fat,
Yes.
and it's not even like doesn't even seem fun. It's like bullying yourself.
Yes, it's like bullying yourself. And I think I can't exactly connect this, but I think it has something to do with the fact that in Christian media, food and candy and drinking soda is like their stand-in for drugs and alcohol. So
Yeah.
I think that like if like food and candy is like your vice, your naughty, like forbidden vice as a Christian, then being fat as a Christian is kind of this like Christian way of being like, you are a man of vice.
We were at Christmas Eve dinner the other night,
Mm.
with a bunch of friends, and we're joking about fat Jesus.
Okay.
How funny is this?
That's really
He's at
good.
the Last Supper and he's like asking, "Are you gonna finish that?"
Like, that's fucking funny.
And they like crucify him, and the fucking cross just like falls apart.
It's bending and shit.
He's like doing the Stations of the Cross in a rascal and stuff.
Wait, that's fucking funny. That's really funny. I know.
Yeah,
That's pretty
fat
good.
Jesus.
I like fat
What's
Jesus.
the fucking song? 600-pound Jesus.
Oh yeah, he's an
800
800-pound
pound
Jesus.
Jesus.
I'll put that one in. I don't know
You
that-
guys gonna finish that?
Y'all gotta finish that.
Long hair and sandals made of reborn concrete. I painted him white with a long purple robe. He's a rock of ages on our gravel road. He's an 800-pound Jesus, standing taller than a tree. He's an 800-pound Jesus, a bigger man than you or me.
It's crazy because they have the fat Buddha, who is just a different Buddha, but we don't have the fat Jesus
Yeah.
to represent like mirth and happiness. Or whatever. I
Right.
guess Santa Claus is like our fat Jesus. you
Yeah,
know?
he's like fat Jesus. Wait, here's a joke for the Christians. Here's a riff on fat Jesus. He's Jesus is giving the disciples the first communion, and he says, "This is my body shed for you. This is my body shed for you. This is my body shed for you." That's gonna be funny if you take communion. Just trust me, it's gonna be really funny.
We're gonna be here all day.
Yeah, he keeps giving out fucking.
You're
little
about to
wafers and
feed
shit.
the whole fucking. You're about to solve the fucking hunger crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he turns water into 7-Up. Man, fat Jesus.
man,
Oh, here I
I
got
love
another one.
that.
This is
Yeah,
not
yeah.
related, but this one
Okay.
I really want to make.
Okay.
Is this a bonus episode?
No, I think this is in the free feed.
Oh, good. Well, nobody steal this idea.
Okay.
But unless you're gonna pay for the Patreon. But Gase Ventura,
Gase Ventura.
gay Ace Ventura,
Okay.
and you know how he does the ass talking thing. Well,
Yeah.
he does that, but he puts a wig on top of his ass and lipstick on his asshole. and then he pretends that he tries to he tricks guys into thinking they're getting a blowjob from a beautiful woman, but they're actually fucking him in the ass.
I'm fucking tight.
and, yeah. And I got a line here. I already wrote some dialogue. A guy, like the bad guy is like, "Lady, your breath stinks, but you give great head." And he's like, "All righty then."
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. That's so
Yeah,
sick.
Gace Ventura.
I love Gace Ventura. I love Gace Ventura. There'll be Twitter discourse where it's like, they better cast an actual LGBT actor to play Gace Ventura.
It should be unsimulated
Yes.
gay sex.
Yeah, Vincent Gallo's Gace Ventura. That would be so fucking fire, dude. Oh my god. Yeah. Well, I mean, Lil Markie does, some sort of ass talking in a way.
Yeah. Okay, this was crazy to me too.
Yeah.
Like I guess, people, how am I going to say this?
Okay.
It does seem like people are in certain ways a lot unhealthier now. Like it's easier now to be extremely unhealthy.
Sure.
But I think overall, a lot of people look a lot better than they did back then, and maybe it's because of the technology, like the film technology, the like fashion. Like there's a lot of reasons.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
whole video
I know what you mean.
by some guy about why like George Wendt looks so old on Cheers when he was like 26 years old in that show.
Yes.
Or some crazy thing. He's like in his late 20s or early 30s, but he looks like he's like in his, if he were around today, he would look like he's like in his mid 50s.
Yes, definitely.
But like there is a moment, and I don't know if this was meant to be a joke or not, but Mark says that he is 28 years old.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes sense that he's telling the truth, because like the joke was that the kid, which we can talk about this in a second, but the little kid said he's been 9 years old for 9 years. And Lil Markie says, or Mark says he's been 8 for like 28 years or whatever.
How long have you been 9 years old? Really? I've been at this house for 26 years.
So he's either 28 or 36 or whatever, but he is, he looks horrible. I would have guessed that this guy was like 45. And the fact that like this is supposed to be a man, like he is either around the same age or much younger than me in this.
Right.
And I cannot imagine thinking like this would be a fun thing to do, to go on stage and do a baby voice to like entertain children.
Yes.
In my mid 20s. Like that is so bizarre. That is some shit that is like left over in your like brain chemistry from when people live to be like 33 years old.
Yeah.
And you're like 25 and you're like, I better start giving the kids some wisdom because I'm going to be dead in like 9 years.
Yeah, that medieval
like
mindset.
your body, your brain chemistry is just telling you like your time is running out. You need to like get married and have a bunch of kids and like start teaching your children like what to do.
Yes.
So they don't waste their 34 years on this earth.
Actually, what you just said, that made me think, there's a lot of people are talking about lower birth rates and blah, 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 and trying to find out a reason for it. But something I haven't seen anyone say is like, are less people having kids because they really just don't feel like their times run out of their youth because like like people are healthier. And
I mean, that's how I feel. I'm like, personally, like I don't have kids, fortunately, because I recognize that I am completely unprepared for that.
Yeah, same.
And I would like to someday, but I think that it's like possible to have kids when you're like in your 40s now. Like,
it is,
safely.
especially for men, but yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's, when you're a man, you clock really doesn't run out, especially if
I
you're
know.
like fucking Al Pacino or whatever. But like I think men and women, and you know, we're a little skewed because we work in the arts, and our friends are definitely like more free spirited and sinful, I guess, than
Yeah,
a
sure.
lot of people. But like, I do think that there's a big element, especially in like our social circles, of like, you really don't, sort of like an acknowledgement of like, I don't know, like my parents, I am older than my mom was when she had my little sister, and
Mhm.
I cannot for the life of me imagine like having a kid when I was like 28 years old.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just
I'm about the
or
same
like
age.
27. My mom had my older brother when she was like 27, I think.
I
And
know.
it's just like, what the fuck? The amount of times that I've changed like what I want to do with my life
Right. I know.
and suffered like dramatic financial consequences because of it.
Right. Yeah, it's no, I think that there's something there, but I really like your theory about how like, yeah, when Mark Fox turned 25, he was like, he got the signal, he got the biological signal that was like, I need to impart my wisdom.
Yeah.
Because like I could keel over any moment and die, and that is not
Yeah, I
how we
mean-
feel nowadays.
I mean, if you take care of yourself like this guy does, I mean, regardless of if he was doing this now or then, he probably felt like he was going to keel over and die in any minute.
Literally. Well, it's okay. Something about the kid coming up on stage for that part you were talking about, because I wanted to bring this up. So this is very common for how adults treat kids, but I just think this is very hypocritical of Mark Fox. Okay, so once during the stand-up special, he brings up a kid, who says he's 9, and Mark Fox as Lil Markie does a bit with this kid, where the whole point is basically just to get the kid to say something like stupid and kid-like, and for everyone to laugh at him. So I don't claim to remember how I felt exactly as a kid, but here's something I know for a fact I remember, is that I fucking hated when people laughed at the stuff I said because they thought I was cute.
Right, yeah.
I fucking hated that shit because I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of kids feel that way, but you know, I was not as smart as an adult, but I was kind of smart for my age, and I was like able to talk with adults at that age, you know, in a coherent way. And
yeah.
you know, obviously, like sometimes I would make mistakes or say weird things or whatever because I was a kid, but like I always just resented so much when people would make like a butt of a joke of like, oh, he's such a cute kid, you know, he says funny, kids say the darndest things. And I was like, I feel earlier I said that I felt like Mark Fox thinks he's the ambassador for child kind. So if that's the case, why would you get a kid up on stage and like put him in an embarrassing situation?
Yeah.
Why?
It's like you can tell when you reach a certain age when you understand when you're being condescended to.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
And like, it's very much a thing of like, he's trying to relate to these kids, but he's also trying to show the adults that he's still in control of the situation. And like, kids are too ignorant to sort of understand what I know, even though my character is like a child. Like, he really does not like the fact that the kid made a joke that got a big laugh.
No, literally, like that's how I felt. It was like he had to, like, as a performer, he had to like take the show back. Okay, Mr. Rogers never fucking did shit like that. He never made kids the butt of a joke. You know?
Yeah.
He never did that.
He had killed people in Vietnam. He understood
the value of human
how
life.
easy it was to take lives. Yeah. That life is a gift that can be taken from you at any minute, just on the whims of politicians thousands of miles away.
Sure.
They said to you, Mr. Rogers, Fred Rogers, you go across the ocean and kill for us.
Yes.
And then he came home and he got spat on.
Yes.
By all those little puppets. Can you imagine him coming back and the fucking little puppets
And
are
the
spitting
puppets
on
are
him,
like,
calling
"You
him
fascist
baby
pig."
killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. He went over and killed Vietnamese Lil Markies. burned them alive.
Oh, Christ.
And then he said, I will never condescend to a child.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He never did that. And that's why his show that's part of the reasons why his show was always so beloved. And I just I found out really to be stupid about Mark Fox's show. I didn't like him for that. Then after he,
it's how Chris Christopherson served in the military too. He went to war and there's a famous story of him talking to who's the fucking guy, one of those country guys who was singing about we're gonna go over and fuck you up after 9/11.
Oh, Toby Keith or something.
And and I guess Chris Christopherson before a benefit concert or whatever was just you have no fucking idea what this shit is like. If you actually did what
I did,
people I know had to do and what I had to do, you wouldn't be fucking happy about this stuff.
Yeah, wow, that's powerful.
And that's what fucking Fred Rogers would say to Lil Markie, punching him in the stomach. You have no fucking idea what it's like out there.
Punching him in the stomach and aborting Lil Markie. So after he brings up 9-year-old Brendan and humiliates him on stage in the name of empowering children, he then brings up 4 unks.
Yes, the 4 unks.
Yeah.
Oh, before this part, it was really funny how the whole bit with the kid was that Lil Markie couldn't remember the words to Jesus Loves the Little Children, specifically the part about loving all different races of people, which are, according to the song, brown, yellow, or red, yellow, white, and black, which I guess covers
yes. Oh my God,
everyone.
I'm so glad you mentioned it.
And he picked out the one. Well, I'm sure this is Miami, so there's probably a pretty diverse crowd. But he did go into the audience where several kids were raising their hands, and he picked out a black kid who, as soon as he got up there, clearly did not want to be up there, especially when Mark is pressing his how do I say this? His large breasts against this kid's face,
he's trying to breastfeed
in Fight Club. And then proceeds to make fun of the kid on stage.
Yeah.
For not singing the song, which was the whole fucking thing, was Little Markie can't remember the song. And then they made him sing the part about diversity or whatever, and then they follow it up with this performance of the 4 unks. Which, do you want to describe?
Yeah, I would.
Their dress and their parts.
I would. No, you're right. Yeah. That's really bizarre. Yeah, they made him say. They made the black kid say red and yellow, black and white. Then they bring up the 4 unks, and there's this song. I guess it's on the Lil Markie album. That it's this song about fucking love around the world or whatever. And there's 4 different there's 3 different choruses. In the first chorus, it's about a Native American chief. And so one of the unks is dressed in a Native American headdress, and he makes him say things how, which is something that white people love to claim that Native American people say. Oh, and he makes him do a tomahawk dance. It's very it's really, it's not even funny. It's really just weird. And here's the other fucking thing. Okay, so and then the next unk that comes up is wearing a Chinese rice patty hat or whatever you call those, the stereotypical ones, and he sings this whole chorus about Oriental wisdom and blah blah blah, and then But what's so crazy is I was as you said earlier, they're in Florida. There's probably diverse cast. There's probably a diverse audience. He has just spoken to a black kid on stage. Are you telling me there was no Asian people in the audience? How would that make them feel?
Yeah,
Like,
it was crazy. I
think
mean,
about
this
that
is
for a
the
fucking
80s or
second.
early 90s or whatever. Yeah. And it is Miami, which is, can be a very conservative place too. But especially in like a church, but it was crazy how insanely racist it got like right off the bat.
Yeah, just
This
like
song
why?
following up and talking like about loving all the different types of people. And they straight up were like the Native American unk was talking about how they like loved war, but then became Christian and now love peace.
Oh right, yeah. Then they started
Which is
to
so
love
funny.
peace.
I mean,
That's crazy.
If you'll allow me to put on my woke hat, but it is really
Please.
funny to be like the Native Americans loved war when you're like in Florida, which is like one of the earliest places like colonizers came and just like killed
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah. Oh, Native Americans, they sure loved war when they were always on the defense
Yeah.
of us trying to genocide them all the time.
Yeah.
Why were they always
Coming
fighting us
from-
back?
Also, like coming from the European continent where it was like literally nothing but wars between the like 40 different countries in this small area. And then they come to the West, to the Western Hemisphere, and they're like, why are all these nations at war with each other? Can't they all
God.
just get along like we do in Europe?
Yeah, all the people like fleeing persecution to take ships to the United States and then being like, we need to kill all these
Yeah.
people. Why are they so warlike?
Yeah. Yet somehow kinder, yet somehow more racist towards Asians immediately after the Native American part of the song. And then what drove me crazy was I was like, what races are these next two guys going to be? And then they were just two guys playing baseball.
Yeah, the third verse was about like playing catch with a friend.
So I was wondering what these other two guys were going to, what guys were going to be. Because it went a Native American person, an Asian person. These are all white guys, by the way.
Of course.
And then there's two guys wearing baseball hats. And it turns out they were just two guys playing baseball. And it was all about like playing together. It's more fun to play games when you have another person.
Yes, I was really
So
hoping.
he really had it out for Asian people and Native Americans in this song. This is like an original. This is like a Markie original.
I was really hoping that like the trap beat was going to come in and, you know, they would start rapping for the final verse. But
I
They-
did honestly.
they did
I
not do
did
that.
think that it was gonna. I think it was like a guy wearing like a purple baseball hat, and I was like, "Please, don't be a black guy." But also, I kind of was. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of disappointed when it was just two guys playing baseball.
yeah. Yeah, I was both full of dread and also disappointed.
Yeah, we already went there with the Asian guy because he is making him like do an Asian. He sings that part of the song. Mark sings in Lil Markie's voice, doing like a stereotypical Asian accent, and has the guy just bowing the whole time, saying "also," but he says it a little differently in that. That's the only thing he has this guy doing while he's singing this like Chinese Lil Markie verse.
Yeah.
And I was like, we've already gone there. I just want to see what you're gonna do for this
know.
next part. Like this is already
And it also
bad.
just
And
shows
the man's also been dead for 10 years and this video came out 34 almost 40 years ago.
but it just
So I was
honestly
like, might as well just keep going.
honestly, you know, to take my woke hat off and put my film critic hat back on, it just shows
Yeah.
how inconsistent Mark Fox is. Like, why are you going to write a song about love all over the world? Right? The first two verses each about a different race, and then the third verse is about playing catch. Like, where
Yeah.
are your artistic
It's bad.
instincts?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's the inconsistency that like
Right.
is the most offensive part of this, to
I
be quite
agree.
honest.
I totally agree. I want to mention some other standout moments from later in the piece. By this point it was really all starting to blend together. I also want to point out I'm at the tail end of my Christmas vacation, which I'm spending with my mom, and she's a big supporter of the podcast. She's actually been on a bonus episode before. And so
Right.
I usually tell her like oh, hey, I do have to watch this thing. It's probably going to be pretty bad, but do you want to watch with me? And she's like, yeah, she thinks it's funny. And so she sat down to watch this one with me, bailed after 3 minutes. Was like, I'm not doing this one. Like, just totally bailed. And but could hear it from the other room, and she was clearly like, this sounds really bad. Anyway, this is just say this one was particularly bad. Later in the tape, he's talking. He gets into a song about like all the different things that daddies should do. And
yes, I know what you're going to bring up.
Yeah, of course, because and like one of the third things he mentions as Lil Markie is, he says, "I think that daddies should date their daughters." And then he responds to himself in a deep voice. Yeah, and he goes, "What?" And then Lil Markie says, "Yes," and explains that what daddies should do is they should, get dressed up with their daughters, take their daughter to a fancy restaurant like McDonald's, and listen to all the important things their daughters has to say, like about how their doll, broke an arm or whatever. And this is that like conservative stuff where it's like, if you show your daughter, what a husband should be like, if you be her knight in shining armor, then she won't settle for less from a man. But that's not how it works, because she doesn't want to fuck you.
Yeah. He could have phrased this a different way.
I think he probably could have phrased it a different way. I'm not going to lie.
It's almost like appealing to pedophiles. It's really, really weird that he was like, in order for an adult man to want to spend time with a young woman, I have to frame this in the, like, as if you want to fuck your daughter.
Where it's a date. When you go out with your daughter, it's a date.
But
No,
when
it's
you
not.
spend time with your male child, you are just like having fun.
Yeah, well, you don't have to, you don't have to buy him dinner. You can just fuck him.
Yeah, you just fuck. It's like a grinder hookup.
Yeah, with your son.
Like that text my dad sent me that was like, front door's open, I'll be in the basement.
Yeah.
That's what it's like hanging out with your son.
Literally.
You hang out with your daughter, it's like, where do you want to get dinner tonight?
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's why, it's hard being a pedophile, folks.
Yep.
It's hard being a pedophile. Yeah, this was also, he gets really into his like theories during this song. I can't even remember what the point of the song is. This is where he says he's allergic to divorce and he wishes that divorce was against the law.
Yeah. I think it was at one point, to be honest.
I think it was.
I think it was. And there was also like a king who created his own version of Christianity so he could divorce his wives instead of murdering them all.
Yes. And to this day, the Seventh-day Adventists keep on saying that he's the only one we have to listen to. I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
I'm an anti-King James Christian.
Yeah.
Fuck King James. I said that with my chest.
Boring.
Yeah, his Bible boring as fuck, dude. I'm trying to I want the Lil Markie Bible. Lil Markie version. He also has I remember I wrote down the lyric of the song he starts singing after this like monologue, which I don't know why this line really made me laugh, but he sings, "My thoughts are filled with special dreams," which I was just like, that is really bad songwriting. Like, you're already having thoughts. You don't have to have dreams in your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is not effective
Your head
word
is
choice.
filled with special dreams.
Yeah, that would make more sense. For instance, my
Mind,
thoughts are full
I guess.
of right. But like
The thought is not necessarily a container for dreams.
no, not at all. I would argue against that strongly. So I was really, that really made me laugh, even though it was not like nearly the most outrageous thing he said on this tape.
He's just a piss poor songwriter and storyteller.
He
and
sucks.
He's obsessed with the fucking Chipmunks.
No, literally, he really like he has some charisma as a performer, but and he has like a good singing voice when he's singing normally. By the way, when he's singing as Lil Markie, he like can't even hold the note. It's like really hard to listen to. That's why when he's like harmonizing with himself as Lil Markie, it's like really
It's
difficult to
crazy.
listen to. It sounds like a Hieronymus Bosch painting in audio form. But like fucking he's really not good. He does the whole song about how he heard a story of an adopted foster child who asked her new parents to rush home, and they did. They humored her, and like when she finally got home for the first time, she was just like, they found out that was why she wanted to rush, because she couldn't wait to be home. And that's a touching story. It probably never happened, but then Mark is like, and I talked about it with my wife, and we said, that's got to be a song.
When this story was told to my wife, Carol and I, we looked at each other instantly and said, that's a song.
I can't believe that you need a 2-person creative team to write this shit. Yeah, I don't think you're good at what you do. I don't think you're good.
Yep.
I don't know what to tell you. You kind of ate with the anti-abortion song, but it got a hit. Everybody
and they said this thing's got legs.
Well, at 8 weeks, it's developed legs. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he killed it with Diary of an Unborn Child, but like I just don't think a lot of his stuff has the juice.
Yeah, he was going for like an animated series. All this talk about the Chipmunks and doing this voice, he definitely thought this Lil Markie was gonna have like a Life with Louie style animated series.
You're so right. You're so right.
Let me see if there's Lil Markie animated. No, can't find anything. So sad.
Yeah, it's too bad. I wish he was able, even though I'm not a fan of what he does, I still wish he could have achieved his dreams just because,
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like, you got to be like kind of must have been really difficult to work with if out of all of the Christian entertainment in the world, he was not able to get some sort of Lil Markie like cartoon pilot. Okay, also he didn't even write Diary of an Unborn Child.
Oh wait, you're right. I
I'm
remember
just
reading that on
This is an
Wikipedia.
article. Yeah. This was an article, an anonymously written anti-abortion article, which means it was definitely written by like a person being paid by like a right-wing like organization.
Yeah,
and then it was read on the floor of the Senate to try and get them to keep New York State's abortion law upheld, anti-abortion law. It's pretty crazy that, like, I mean, you know, it's obviously not made up to the people who are anti-abortion, but it's kind of crazy that a politician, like, read a diary of a fictional character to be like, this is why we should keep abortion illegal.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't even a real person.
I love the argument of like
An unborn child did not write this thing.
I love the argument of, but what if an unborn child did say this?
Yeah.
That would be
I will
give
like
you
this.
I will give you, if an unborn child did say all that, it would be pretty sad. But the thing that's really important to remember is that the unborn child did not. In fact, it was all made up.
Yeah, it would be pretty crazy that, like, it would also be pretty crazy that, I think the more fascinating thing, the thing that would be more remarkable about this is that we are receiving letters from the other side.
Yeah.
Like, I think we should investigate that before we try. Also, like, what's the problem here if, you know, the child is aborted and we still get to communicate with it? And the whole abortion thing would kind of be irrelevant if the child could continue having, like, thoughts and communication.
Well, and also,
regardless of whether it was live or not.
So I want to pair that with a pitch that I was going to bring up earlier in the episode, but we kind of drifted away from it. May have said this on a previous show. When we're talking about the Christian ethics of abortion, it's pretty much taken for granted that aborted babies go to heaven. So would it not be more ethical to, like, continue to conceive babies and then abort them as soon as possible, so they don't have to, like, suffer the pain of life on earth, and their soul goes fully formed straight to heaven? And so if we could combine that with, you know, communication technology on the realm of what you're pitching, we have a really interesting way to commune with many more saved souls than we ever did.
Yeah, the part that confuses me is I get it from, like, a Catholic perspective where you have to be, like, baptized in order to get into heaven. And the idea is that, like, once you are conceived, your soul is on earth. And if you pass before you're baptized, then you are going to burn in hell. I guess the part that confuses me is, like, and I don't know if this is really talked about that much, but, like, what is the soul doing before it's on earth? Because I kind of just assumed it was, like, chilling in heaven and then goes down to earth. But if the problem is that you're like a baby wants to be born, and then all of life on earth is just trying to get back to heaven, like, where are these souls just in purgatory before they die too? And is it like a dark, scary place? It's been a while since I didn't have time to hear the Diary of an Unborn Child before we recorded, but I can't remember, like, what the downside is to not being born other than just, like, not experiencing earthly love and whatever.
Which,
But
I mean,
like, is the idea that you are not allowing a soul to leave like the dark, scary waiting room before exiting the womb?
also, I mean, why is life on Earth that great? There's just divorce.
Exactly.
Earthly love. Just get divorced because it's not illegal. So
Yeah, and it's like it could be gay love too, in which case you're going to hell.
right.
You could
So-
get tricked by Gace Ventura.
And then accidentally go to hell.
Yeah.
Oh
All
my
because
god.
your parents decide not to have an abortion.
Ultimate prank. Gace Ventura poses as a lady giving a blowjob right before someone's about to die.
And he's a Satanist, so he's trying to get people to go to hell. That's his job on Earth. He's a
Well.
gay Satanist.
Gay Saint Ace Ventura. Well, any other concluding thoughts about Lil Markie here? 'Cause I feel like we've beaten this fat child to death.
Yeah. Diary of a born and beaten to death fat child. Yeah, I guess there was just the one line in that song about going to your eternal home where there was like a loving husband for you that was really confusing to me. I wasn't paying the closest attention, but it did sound like if you were a foster child, you would like be excited to die and go to heaven because you could get married in heaven. I might be wrong, but it's a funny thought. If that was if I heard correctly, then that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And if I heard incorrectly, I apologize for being a bad podcast host.
Well, it's too late. What's done cannot be undone.
Yeah. Should we rate it? I got nothing
Yeah,
else. This
let's
thing
rate
kind of
this
fell
thing.
apart in the last
I got nothing.
half
Yeah,
hour.
and I stopped paying attention, but there was still. I mean, we talked for. I think we got quite a bit of thoughts across, and that's why we're here. Let's give this film the Lil Markie Live in Miami special.
Yeah.
The Moon Over Miami. It would have been another alt title for the special. Let's rate it. Let's give it the official Boys Bible Study rating. What do we think?
I'm going to give this 1 second. Do you know off the top of your head how many chicken nuggets come in a McDonald's chicken nugget?
Oh, I think there's different sizes. I think you can get like a 20.
Okay, I'm gonna give Lil Markie Live in Miami a 20 out of 20 chicken nugget meal because it was so funny when the fat guy said McDonald's was a good restaurant, a fancy restaurant.
Well, and see, here's how I know
Glad this guy's dead.
Here's how I know you're not fat. You had to ask how many McNuggets came in the box. The fact that wasn't just on the tip of your tongue.
I'm not thinking
means that
about
you're better
chicken
off
nuggets.
than Frosty the Snowman, as we learned previously this year, or Lil Markie. Well, I loved the special. You thought it was mind expanding and body expanding, and I can see why Lil Markie was the catalyst that led to the freak folk movement of the late 2000s, based on his harmonious songs. I'm gonna have to give this film 115 out of 115 pounds, which is how much Mark Fox weighed as a 7-year-old. I only know that because he willingly volunteered that information. I did not have to know that, but I do know it.
Let's look up average weight of a 7-year-old. Average
This
Because
is
I really want to know.
Joe Rogan just has someone to do this for him.
For a 7-year-old, the average weight is around 50 to 51 pounds.
Okay.
He was a big boy, and that's okay. I was a fat. I was a big kid too. So don't let that.
You know what I just
stop you.
read on Mr. Rogers' Wikipedia because I was trying to confirm if he had killed people in Vietnam, and by the way, he did not.
Okay.
But
You think that they would just let that live on the internet for anyone to see?
But I also found out that
Belief's a
Mr.
lie.
Rogers, Fred Rogers, was overweight when he was a kid.
So he's probably extra pissed off seeing this fucking guy.
Oh yeah, he was spinning his fucking grave.
He's like, you represent everything I hate
Yep.
about myself. Innocence
and,
lost in Vietnam.
And now they're both dead. So
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's the sad thing. Spent all this time on Earth getting divorced and being fat. And then at the end of the day, you're just dead. Everyone is dead.
yeah.
There's literally no difference between Fred Rogers and the man that he like strangled to death in Vietnam.
This doesn't really make sense, but what you said made me think of a phrase: "Nothing tastes as good as dead feels." So
From like fucking
we're gonna have to work with that.
Beetlejuice or whatever.
Yeah.
What's that movie where the girl dates the zombie or whatever
Oh,
with Nicholas Holt? Cold Hearts.
I don't know.
Is that what it's called or whatever? Who gives a
Who
fuck?
gives a fuck? I hate all that shit. If there's not a blimp on it, not a blimp with the movie title on it, I don't know it.
Yeah.
Well, hey, at this point in the show, I really just want to thank everybody for listening to Boys Bible Study. I believe this will be our last episode of 2025. And that also means it's approaching our, I believe, 6-year anniversary.
Wow.
That's going to be exciting to celebrate soon. Stay tuned with us, hoping for some bigger and better things that we have plans in the new year. So I really appreciate everyone who listens. I know we all do. Also, special thanks to our Patreon subscribers who get new content every week on patreon.com/boysbiblestudy. And special shout outs to our patron saints who pledge at the $20 tier. So we like to give them a shout out: Nicole, Marissa, Jeff, Mark, and Alex. Also, our outro song is called "Oh My God" by Mary. So from all of us here at Boys Bible Study, myself, Ash, my co-hosts, Scott and Julian, we would like to say peace be with you.
And also with you.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I feel your love in me, it's coming from within. Oh my God, my devotion is so unwavering. Divine emotions when you enter me. Every day